Hello and welcome to Arm with Controllers. This is Fabs and today I am playing Tatsunoko vs Capcom Ultimate All-Stars. Absolute cracker of a fighting game here. One of the lesser known of the Capcom's contributions to the genre, I find. So I think the best way to describe this is it's like Marvel vs Capcom, only instead of American comic book heroes, it's Japanese anime heroes. So let's look at this. We've got Kin the Eagle, we've got representation from Gatchaman, we've got Robot Fighter Kashan, Tekkaman, Hurricane Polymer, all these obscure names no one's heard of. It's fantastic. I'm going to start out, I'm going to first pick Tekkaman Blade, who I'm going to admit is the reason I bought this game. I bought this game just to play as one character, that's the kind of guy I am. Okay, and on the Capcom side, we've got Zero from Mega Man, Frank West, who's covered Wars, you know, Beautiful Joe, a bunch of random people no one's heard of as well. This game really was made for the Japanese market, wasn't it? You've even got some Street Fighter characters, unsurprisingly. Not that many, noticeably. I'm going to play as Batsu from Rival Schools. So, you know, you saw in some of my earlier videos, you saw me play that. So this should be a nice return to form. Okay, so first off, I've got to beat up Ryu and Beautiful Joe. That's perfectly sensible. Okay, so there's Tekkaman Blade. Crazy magic-powered space knight, ready to beat aliens up with his crazy lance. Okay, so this game does work very similar, unsurprisingly, to the Marvel vs Capcom series, only you pick 2 characters instead of 3. There's not as many crazy tactics involving using both members of your team at the same time. But no, it works pretty much on a similar basis. You need to kill every member of your opponent's team to advance. You can call your person in, like you saw there, to lend a helping hand. But yeah, no, it's I think it's particularly notable because a lot of the mechanics in this game could be seen as a testing ground for Marvel vs Capcom 3. There's especially the heavy emphasis on the launch, because the control scheme for this works on light, medium, strong attack, and then a specific launching button, which is kind of cool. So that kind of emphasis on aerial combos and whatnot, while it was always there in Marvel vs Capcom 2, for example. I felt that in 3 there was certainly a greater emphasis on the particular launch button, as it were. Okay, so here's a fun move of Batsu's. Blatant reference to the team-up attacks from Rival Schools. It was pretty cool having your friend come in to help there, even if it is a bit weird seeing Tekkaman Blade do that. But never mind. So here we've got Beautiful Joe. He plays... Well, actually, one thing is noticeable is, of the cast in this game, only 3 of the Capcom ones who made their debut in this one actually appeared again in Marvel vs Capcom 3. And none of them play the same, they all play very differently. It's really quite interesting. Okay, so we've won. Get in. And, yep, Batsu, being a punchy kind of guy, he's complimenting them. And next we have to fight Joe the Conda and Jun the Swan. Or for those of you who prefer the Battle of the Planets nomenclature, that would be Princess and Jason. Yeah. Sorry, I'm sure those of you who watched my Kamen Rider videos will understand my general distaste for the Western way of taking something that was made for one market, then hacking it apart, replacing the names just to make it quote-unquote more palpable for other people. It's a bit weird. So yeah, you'll never find me say a nice word about Battle of the Planets. But Gatchaman, hell yeah! So here we go. Now, you'll notice I do use this one particular super of Tekkaman Blades a hell of a lot. That's because it combos really well from one of his most basic attacks. There you go, you see that little bread and butter combo there? You use his Space Lance to pull that in, then assuming they get close enough, you can then not hit them before they recover from hit stun, And Blade does have a particular move, you saw it just then, where if you hammer the any of the attack buttons, a bit like Chun-Li's Hurricane Kicks or E Honda's 100-hand slap, he just goes mental with the lance, and that way you can then segue from that, comboing straight into the whatever it's called, crash, the attack where he gets on his robot helper, the chap named Pegasus. Oh, wow, I missed. And smack him a few times, which is pretty cool. Now, Tekkaman Blade is from the anime Tekkaman Blade, unsurprisingly. Some of you might have seen the dub from the 90s called Technoman. We don't talk about that. But yes, the Tekkaman Blade is a sort of darker, more edgier version of an earlier anime called Tekkaman from the 70s. One who is in fact a playable character in this as well, that's another story. And it's a damn fine show. It's relentlessly dark because the Earth has pretty much been taken over by crazy bug aliens. The main character has to go around killing his own family for various reasons. It's violent, it's dark, it's everything 90s anime should be, which is pretty cool. And we've established that by beating up 70s anime. Oh, so here's a nice touch. Tekkaman Blade is asking Batsu not to hold him back next time. It's good that you get these kind of interactions with your different teammates. It's touches like that make you really think, yes, I am playing a game here, and they're actually paying attention to what I'm doing. Okay, so I am now playing against Mega Man Volnut and Yataman 1. Yataman 1 being one from the first Time Bokan anime, very famous anime series. Of course, people like us in the West have no clue. Although I do believe they released the live-action movie of Yataman in the West. I remember seeing that in HMV. Part of me regrets not buying it, but then again, I have a feeling it'd be awful. And here we have Mega Man Volnut from Mega Man Legends. Now, of course, those of you who've been paying attention to Video Game World the past few years will probably be aware of, shall we say, Capcom's seeming hatred of the Mega Man franchise, particularly Mega Man Legends. Since Mega Man Legends 3 was confirmed to be in development, much to everyone's delight. Then they cancelled it, which upset everyone. Then Marvel vs. Capcom 3 comes out. The only Mega Man representative in that is Mega Man Zero from... Actually, I call him Mega Man Zero. I think his name is just Zero. My apologies, Mega Man fans. Just him, and there's no mention of Mega Man at all. Just this Zero character, which is a bit of a slap in the face, really. But no, it's okay, because in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 you got a Mega Man outfit for Zero, didn't you? Yeah. And finally, just to really annoy people, the PlayStation 3 and PS Vita versions of Street Fighter Cross Tekken, why, they have Mega Man as a playable character. Oh no, but it's bad box art Mega Man based on how he appeared in the first, the box art for the first game. So basically, yes, Capcom, they seem to have a real issue with Mega Man, and I suppose it's nice to actually see him get some representation in this game. Oy vey. Madness, utter madness. Now, please don't ask me anything about Yataman, because I can't tell you other than the fact that it's kind of weird. Okay, almost there. Now, see, I do like Tekkaman Blade. I admit, yes, on the rare occasions I do play this game online, because the netcode is appalling. I am one of those guys who picks Tekkaman Blade. Everyone does, I admit it. I can't help it if he's the reason I bought this game, and he turned out to be pretty damn good as well. I apologise for nothing. Okay. Oh, that was a bit of a blowout, I think. Perhaps it took a fair pasting, but good old Blade, he knew what he was doing. Okay, now let's see the, as always, pointless scores, because this is an arcade conversion. And what you got to say now, Tekkaman? We'll never give up on this mission. He tells us to get out of his way. Alright, now here's another nice thing about this game. Something which didn't really carry over to, well, didn't at all carry over to Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Giant foes. On the Capcom side, we have here the PTX 404 from Lost Planet. On the Tatsunoko side, they have a Gold Lightan from Gold Lightan, I believe. And yeah, you get basically giant mech bosses, which is pretty cool. Because of their size and strength, you can't have them paired up with anyone. They also can't block your attacks, but they counter that by having no hit stun, which is pretty damn useful. Okay, aside from when I do Crash Intrude there. Whatever. And yeah, they're pretty strong. They're so slow though. I mean, in the very small competitive community for this game, you find they don't get used at all. Largely because they're just massive targets for all the attacks. I mean, look, I'm a full screen away here, and the Volteca there still hits. That shouldn't really be happening. Then again, of course, as you're about to see here, ridiculously strong super attack. I mean, I was on at least half a health bar there, and he's dead. It's okay, because this young school punk will just going to kick this mech to death. No, it's like I'm watching G Gundam. Wow, he actually kicked it in the nuts. It's a good thing mecha don't have nuts. Well, some. I mean, I'm sure there are some disturbing hentai versions, but okay, so that's this thing killed. Beautiful. Okay, and Batsu, how do you celebrate? Very nice. Very nice. Alright, I'm up against Karas and another Tekkaman Blade here. Karas is the star of his eponymous anime, Karas, Night Hunter or something like that. I don't know the exact title. It's a quite a weird show, kind of reminiscent of Garo, the tokusatsu, in that you've got this chap who is defending this city against all kinds of crazy demons and whatnot. I mean, in terms of appearance, they're quite similar, I think. But that's beside the point. Okay, so as you can see, he's got a sword here. I do believe that Karas is actually one of the top tier characters. Now, here's a nice thing that I just did there. The Baroque. You might have seen that my character started flashing crazy colours and the word Baroque turned up. See, what you can do is, with a certain button combination, you can sacrifice the red part of your health bar, as you see there, to in the midst of a combo to increase its damage output, which is really quite nice. It's one of those things where you trade off the chance to heal your health bar when you're tagged out for just that touch of extra damage. And here's a pretty cool thing you can do as well: double super attack. Each character does have one of their super moves. They will use that if they're called upon in the midst of a fight. You can cancel from your super into that, or you can do them both at the same time. Now, see, I'm quite lucky in that Batsu's and Tekkaman Blades do link together quite nicely. In that, for example, if I want to do his, for want of a better term, Shoryuken super, which you saw, the big flamey fisty one, that hits them up into the path of the Volteca, which is what Tekkaman Blade's crazy shoulder cannon thing's called. Or his projectile attack, fireball one. That also holds them in place mid-air, again in the path of the Volteca. So that's pretty cool. These two are quite nice together. And that's Karas out the way. Okay, let's do this proper old school style. I say old school style, it's vaguely like Tekkaman Blade itself. Good. And another Radam copy is killed. Good stuff. Now, Tekkaman Blade is pretty damn manly, in the sense that it's all filled with that wonderfully anime sense of men shouting while they perform attacks, things exploding, blood and guts everywhere. To emphasise the strength of the shouting, in fact, according to legend, the Tekkaman Blade's voice actor, whose name escapes me at this time, actually managed to break a microphone shouting while filming. And there might have been two microphones, I can't remember exactly. So that's a kind of hot-blooded awesome the series offers for you. I don't know if it's still in print, but it was released in America DVD. I know I've got my copy from Amazon. Wouldn't be surprised if you can too. Okay, so let's have the new school versus the old man. The original Tekkaman, the Space Knight here. Not quite as dark a series as Tekkaman Blade. It's very 70s. I think it was part of Anime Soul's recent attempt to get crowdfund subtitles version for a DVD release, which is quite nice. Okay, so as you can see, old school Tekkaman, I don't know what I'm going to call him for ease of use here, but he's quite a bit faster than Blade. He might not be as strong, but I think he's got slightly better combo potential. Ooh, poor Polymar, he just walked right into that. Then again, he's kicking my behind here. Polymar here being part of the Japanese superhero tradition. He puts on a crazy outfit and gets superpowers and whatnot. Isn't that nice? I can't really claim to say any more about that. It's unfortunately a lot of 70s anime that doesn't involve giant robots does escape a lot of my attention. Largely because most of them haven't been subtitled yet, because people only seem to care about stuff that has come out in the past 6 months. You stupid young people. Anyway, so here's Batsu missing a... No, he didn't miss. Excellent. Haha. See, that's an interesting thing here. Old school Tekkaman here. He doesn't automatically retrieve his space lance there, unlike Blade. So part of his moveset does have to work around it. You've got to make, you fire the weapon, you've got to make sure you pick it up, or else you sacrifice a lot of range and attack. Requires quite high level thinking. That said, who needs thinking when you can punch things when your fists are made of fire? Exactly. Okay, Batsu. Oh, dick move! Burn! Oh well. Okay, so it's the Galactor base, which means we're going up against the, well, the stage here is based on Gatchaman, the bad guys of Gatchaman. In particular, everyone's favourite transvestite, whose name transvestite, is a transsexual, transgender, whatever you want to call it. Basically, that chap there, I believe his name in Battle of Planets was Zoltar or Zoltan. He switched genders whenever he felt like it, so sometimes he'd be a girl. I believe his origin was that he was actually, he, she, whatever you want to call it, was two twins who were experimented on in the womb to become one person. I don't get it either. And that's why they now, every so often, switch gender. Yeah. Okay, so that little girl with the big gun that just ran away, she is from a Japanese quiz show / dating game that was only released in Japan. I know it's weird, but I think I can kind of understand why she wasn't included in any Western Marvel vs. Capcom 3 or whatever. Let's see, so who we got here? Kaijin no Soki. He is from the 4th Onimusha game, I want to say Demon Souls I think its name was. Replacement protagonist following Samanosuke and John Reno in 3. Very strange. So yes, they actually really went all out in the... I mean, even if you ignore the Tatsunoko side, the character selections in this game are really... They went all out to produce really interesting people. One other thing that's worthy of note is that they did originally plan to put Phoenix Wright as a playable character in this, but they had issues in what their plan was. They wanted for one of his signature attacks to be his infamous objection, or Igiari if you're Japanese. Now, of course, because what they would do is that each different letter or word particle or whatever would be a hit of the attack, which of course creates all kinds of problems when you have 7-8 letters in objection compared to the Igiari, half number of syllabic characters in Igiari. Now of course they could have just left it as Igiari, but I think we were really confused and never mind. Okay, final boss time. We have here Yami, the boss from Okami, which I think is pretty interesting that they went exclusively for an exclusively Capcom boss. They didn't go for anyone original or whatnot, like say, well, like Abyss in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, for example. Well, of course, yes, in vs. Capcom 3, they did have Galactus as the boss, didn't they? So, I suppose if you've got some kind of, nightmarishly powerful thing to screw your heroes up, yeah, go with it. Why waste time making something as useless as Abyss was? Because let's face it, what was his deal? No one knows. He was just sort of there, and they shoehorned Ruby Heart in. But enough of that. Now, of course, it is interesting though. They've got the big end boss of Akami here, whereas Amaterasu is not a playable character. They'd rectify that by bringing her into Marvel vs. Capcom 3, but of course, this chap here is not in this, so never mind. Okay, so he's one of these multi-form bosses. You have to do, I think, 3 forms to kill him. And he is, of course, as all big things are, weak to the Volteka! Which is pretty cool. Now, of course, he's got all these crazy powerful attacks because he's scum. Let's just beat him up now. There we go. Stop him from doing any kind of nasty attacks. Ah! Now, he looks like he's blowing up, but he's not. Because now we're unlocking his final form! Yay! Oh well, what's his power level then? Oh, he's nice, hearing the Akami music as well. It's curiously tranquil considering the nature of this giant hand boss I'm fighting now. Now, of course, unfortunately, for a final boss, he is a little too weak to anybody with a decent ranged super, like Tekkaman Blade here. Oh dear! Of course, that guy is firing all kinds of windows, hurricanes. That's the words. Tornadoes, all these fun things. Not that it matters because he's down for the count. Yes, you might give some kind of crazy sun goddess all kinds of difficulties, but when you've got some crazy guy enhanced by alien science, you're no good. Alright, so here's the ending. Now the endings in this game are always particularly awesome because they dragged up everybody from Capcom's back history to make an appearance, which is pretty damn awesome. I mean, here we've got Bilstein, Darkstalkers, I believe, beating up Tekkaman Blade for some reason. I don't know why. I don't agree. But never mind. So here we go, all kinds of moaning and groaning. Looks like Tekkaman Blade is out for the count. Yes, you are too slow. Considering what you do in the anime, you are actually very slow in comparison. Suddenly, stuff happens! Yes! That's right, it's Hayato from Star Gladiator! That's right, somebody actually remembered that game and put a reference to it here. Most people will recognise Hayato here from Marvel vs. Capcom 2, most likely. Unlike the Star Gladiator series, which are only 2 games. One on PlayStation 1, one on the Dreamcast. Maybe in a future series you'll see me play Star Gladiator. We'll see. Okay, so I'm sure you can figure out where the rest of this is going. They're going to team up and fight bad guys together because that's all kinds of awesome. Okay, so I'm going to call it a night now. This has been Fabs on with controllers playing Tatsunoko vs Capcom Ultimate All Stars. Please like and subscribe, and as always, game hard.